Good morning and welcome. My name is Leanna Diane and this is Yogalates. We will begin this morning in a child's pose. So our knees will be wide on our mat. And we're just going to gently walk our hands forward, allowing our chest to sink down toward the ground. We'll just take a few breaths here. Just allowing gravity to open up through our hips. Maybe find a little bit of length through your spine. Walk your fingers a little bit further forward. And then try to sink your heels toward your hips so you find some length through your spine. Good. Try walking your hands over to the left side, but keep your hips pressing toward your heels. And then walk your hands over to the right side. Same thing, keep your hips pressing toward your heels. Good. Coming back through the center. We're going to shift our weight forward so that we come into a tabletop position. We'll begin with a few cat-cows here, so we'll tuck our belly in toward our spine as we round through our back. And then on the inhale, we'll drop our belly and look up toward the ceiling. On the exhale, again, navel to spine, rounding through the back. Inhale, lifting your chest, look up. Exhale, navel to spine. Moving with your own breath at your own pace here. Deep inhales and exhales. Let's take 2 more breaths here. See if you can find a little bit more depth. Good, and then walk your hands forward, just coming into a puppy dog position. So dropping your forehead toward the mat, but hips are going to stay lifted, and you want to keep your hips in line with your, just over your knees. Good. Walk your hands together, press your palms together, and bend your elbows to bring your thumbs toward the back of your neck. Good. And then release. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, back into your tabletop position. We're going to straighten to the left leg so we press the tip of our toes onto the edge of the mat. And we'll lift that left leg, reach forward with the right arm, take a big inhale here. And on the exhale, bring your knee and elbow together beneath you. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach really long, and exhale, crunch. 2 more breaths here. Good, then come back through your tabletop position. We'll try the same thing on the opposite side. So straightening to the right leg, press the tip of your toes onto the edge of the mat. Then lifting that leg, reaching forward with the left arm. We'll take our inhale. And on the exhale, bring your knee and elbow together beneath you. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Good, 2 more breaths. Back through your tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, press our hips back, but keep our knees bent as we drive our heels toward the ground. Good. Gradually begin to straighten through your legs for downward dog. See if you can wiggle your toes. Maybe sink your heels toward the ground or lift them up and kind of play with that. And you can bend one knee or bend the other. Try drawing your chest a little bit closer toward the ground if you can, really lengthening through your spine. pressing up through your shoulders, creating lots of length. Good, then lift to the front of your mat, bend your knees and step or hop to bring your feet between your hands. Take an inhale to lift through your chest. On the exhale, folding forward. Then inhale, reach your arms all the way up toward the ceiling. And on the exhale, press your palms to heart center. You can take another big inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive, chest first, reaching toward your toes, forward fold. Inhale again, halfway lift. Place your hands on the mat, step your feet wide so they come to the edges of your mat. I'll show you that from the side. You're gonna grab your elbows, so just gently rock side to side. If you need to, you can bend your knees. You might find some more length in your lower back by doing so. Or you can straighten through your legs and find more length, opening up through your hamstrings, reaching your elbows toward the ground. Good. And then go ahead and release. Again, we're going to roll all the way up to standing nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Big inhale, reaching our arms overhead. And on the exhale, you're going to drop the left arm and reach over with the right. So we're lengthening through the right side, looking up toward the ceiling. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, drop the right arm, reaching over with the left, lengthening to the left side. Good, inhale, back up through center. And on the exhale, again, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to step or jump back into a plank. Hug our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. Untuck your toes, inhale, lift your chest looking up, upward dog. And on the exhale, lifting your hips and pressing back into downward dog. Taking a few breaths here, see if you can find a little bit more depth than your first downward dog. Good, then bend through your knees, so you place your knees on the mat. Bring your hands right back under your shoulders if they ended up anywhere else. Back into our tabletop position. We're going to straighten the left leg. We're going to lift that leg up toward the ceiling, then pull it back in toward our nose. Inhale, lift, reach it up. Exhale, back in toward our nose. Good. Lift, pull it in nice and tight. Inhale on the lift. Exhale as you draw the knee in toward your chest. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Wherever you ended up, let's see if we can pulse it out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Come back through your tabletop position. Let's repeat that on the opposite side. So right leg is going to lift all the way up toward the ceiling and pull that knee in toward your nose. Inhale on the lift. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it there and pulse it out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Pull that right knee back in underneath you. The left knee is going to now open out to the left side. Pull it underneath you. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pull back underneath you. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Same thing on the opposite side, lifting that right leg out to the right, pulling it back underneath you. Lift and lower. Good. For 8, Lift your hips, press back into your downward dog. Shake your legs out a few times. We walk one knee to the other. Taking a few breaths here. Good. Again, we'll look to the front of our mat, bend our knees, and step or hop to bring our feet between our hands. Good. Bend through your knees, and on the inhale, reach your arms all the way up toward the ceiling for your chair pose. Try to sink your hips low toward the ground. Really reach your fingers high. And on the exhale, we're going to press our palms together and bring the right elbow over to the left side. Press to twist and look up over the left shoulder. Good. Shift your weight onto your left foot so that you can lift the right foot. And see if you can lift it up behind you, then lower it back down. Just going to lift and lower, lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's switch sides. So inhale, straighten your legs all the way up. And on the exhale, press your palms back to heart center, bend through your knees, bring that left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee, and then twist to look up over the right shoulder. Good, find your balance here in this twist, and see if you can lift your left foot off the mat, shifting your weight onto the right foot, and then lower it back down. Good, lift and lower, lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, reach your arms all the way back up. Exhale, again, forward fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. Place your hands on the mat, step or hop back into your plank. Good. Shift over to the right side. Inhale, reach that left arm up toward the ceiling. If you need to modify this, drop that right knee to the mat. Really open up through your hips. Really reach up high with that left arm. Create some length to this whole left side of your body. Good. Staying right there, you're going to lift the top leg, lower it down. Lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Try the opposite side. So left hand comes down, shifting over into your side plank on the opposite side. Again, if you need to modify it, bring that left knee down. Good. And when you're ready, you're going to lift the top leg. So with that knee back down, it's going to look like this. And begin for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shift back over into your plank. Hug your elbows into your sides for chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, back to your downward dog. Good. Again, we're going to drop our knees to the mat. This time we're going to come down onto our forearms. We're going to straighten to the left leg, then lift that leg up toward the ceiling, then bring it down and tap the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower back down. Lift and lower. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Right leg straightens, lifting up toward the ceiling, lowering to tap the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
press up through our shoulders, driving our heels down toward the ground for our dolphin pose. Good, and straighten through your arms, right into downward dog. Good. Lower the right knee onto the mat. We're going to shift into a modified side plank here. You're going to inhale, reach that left arm all the way overhead. On the exhale, you're going to crunch to bring your left knee and left elbow together. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, crunch. You can make this harder by floating the whole time as you bend and straighten through that left leg. To make it easier, take a little pause in between, tap yourself onto the ground and catch it. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We're going to shift over to the opposite side, literally right from where you are at. Reach all the way over with the opposite arm. Big inhale here, and on the exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. And again, if you want to pause on that mat, you can. Just like that. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your knees together. Inhale, reach your arms all the way toward the ceiling. Exhale, press your palms together, sinking down to your knees. And come back up to the center. Take another big inhale, reach your arms all the way up. We're going to drop the right arm and reach over with the left so we lengthen to the left side. Maybe even slide that bottom arm out. Maybe even allow your hips to sink to the opposite side. Find some more depth. Inhaling up through center. Exhale, drop the left arm, reaching over with the right, so we're lengthening to the right side. Maybe even allowing our hips to sink a little bit deeper. Good. Inhaling up through center. On the exhale, pressing our palms to heart center. Take a big, wide, sweeping inhale, reaching our arms out to the sides. Bend your elbows, reach your arms behind your back. And I'll show you what this looks like in reverse. So you can either grab your wrists, you can press your palms together for a reverse prayer, fingertips up toward the ceiling. Or you can just interlace your fingers, or if you can't reach, you can just stay right here. Whichever way you choose, try to draw your elbows forward so that you stretch through your shoulder blades. So pick any variation that works for you. And then release, take another big inhale, reaching our arms all the way up toward the ceiling. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, lifting your chest. Good. And on the exhale, rounding through your spine, you're going to bring your forehead right in front of you onto your mat. Tuck your toes and reach back to catch your heels for our rabbit pose. Go ahead and release. Allow your heels to sink back down toward the ground. We're going to lift our chest, find our balance. Press our palms together for tiptoe balance. So from the front, it looks like this. Squeezing our knees together, pressing our palms together, and balancing. Good. Then drive your heels down toward the ground as you begin to stand up, folding forward. Taking a few breaths here in our forward fold. And inhale, half lift. Round through your spine as you roll all the way up, stacking the vertebrae of your spine nice and slowly. all the way up to standing. Big inhale. Then we exhale, pressing our palms to heart center. Then releasing our arms to our sides. We want our feet hips width apart. So you can adjust them slightly if you need to. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our heels so we press onto our tippy toes and find our balance here. Then sink our heels down toward the ground and lift our toes. So shifting between lifting the heels, gripping the ground, balancing, then lowering our heels, lifting our toes and finding our balance there. Good. See if you can spend a little bit of time on each side. Lifting the heels, lifting the toes. One more time, lift your heels. See if you can balance a little bit longer. Take a big inhale, then reach your arms all the way up toward the ceiling. On the exhale, very slowly folding forward, all the way down toward the ground, and bend through your knees again. This time, spread your knees wide, bringing your heels together. We're going to find our wide knee tiptoe balance, pressing our palms back to heart center. Inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, folding forward. We're going to sweep our arms around our knees on the inside and then reach behind to catch our heels behind us. Lifting our chest. Good. If you want to play with Bakasana here, you can place your hands on the mat, shoulder width apart. Really draw your knees in as you lift your hips. And see if you can shift your weight forward into your crow balance or Bakasana. Good. Bring your feet back down, straighten your legs, shake your legs out a few times. If you want to give that one more try, you can. I'll show you that from the side. So you're going to bend through your knees, bring your arms or hands shoulder width apart underneath your shoulders. And you're just going to lift your hips and then just play with shifting that weight slowly forward, seeing if you can find your balance here. Good, Kasana. Good, slowly lower your head onto the mat, top of your head onto the mat. See if you can stack your hips over your shoulders and then begin to straighten through your legs, coming into headstand. If your headstand's not happening, you can keep your knees tucked in, keep it low. You can even stay here in your Bakasana and just bring your head under the ground. Wherever you're at, see if you can lower back into your Bakasana. Find your balance again. And then bring your feet back to the mat and allow our heels to sink to the mat. Tuck our knees into our chest and balance a moment here. Good, find some length through your spine. Bring your hands under your thighs and begin to straighten through your legs for your boat pose. You can release your hands, so you don't need to be holding onto your thighs. Bringing your arms out to the sides. If that's not happening, just stay right here. You can even bend through your knees. Otherwise, toes reaching up toward the ceiling, finding your balance, using your core. Good. Lower down into a low boat. Really pull your lower abs in toward your spine. And see if you can rock very gently forward and back. Good. Awesome. Tuck your knees into your chest. Come onto your back. You're going to straighten through the left leg. Keep that right knee tucked in nice and tight. Interlace your hands behind the back of your neck. Bring the left elbow toward the right knee. Inhale to the center, then exhale, switching sides. Right elbow to the left knee and just alternate. Right and left. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Tuck your knees back into your chest. We're going to spread our knees wide and just draw circles on the ceiling with our knees. So begin to massage through our lower back. Good, and then take your knees in reverse. Okay, bring your knees back together, extend your legs up toward the ceiling. Flex through your feet. We'll inhale, reach our arms overhead. On the exhale, we're going to crunch to reach up toward our toes. Make sure that your lower abs are really working here and you're not straining the back of your neck. So if you do feel this in the back of your neck, just bring one hand there for a little bit more support. You're going to then inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. And again, you can use both arms, using your abs here, or you can keep one hand behind the back of your neck for a little bit of extra support. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, keep reaching. We're just going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Spread your legs wide so that you open up through your hips. It's a really big open stretch here. Take a moment just to kind of rock it out side to side to find a little bit more space. Opening up your hips here. Okay. Come up through the center to bring your arms along your sides or out to your side. We're going to draw our legs together so they're going up toward the ceiling. And then the inhale, we're going to open our legs out wide to the center. Good. Exhale, pull them together. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, draw them together. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, add some resistance onto the inside of your legs. So you have to really pull them back together and then pull them wide and resist with your legs, trying to keep them together. Good, so create some resistance here. You're going to create a little bit of a deeper ability to really open up through your hips. So squeeze your legs together. Good, bring them wide. Just add that resistance in. Okay. All right, one more time. We're going to bring those legs really nice and wide. We're going to release your fingers behind the back of our head. Inhale for length. Exhale, crunch, lifting our chest, drawing our navel to our spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your chest lifted, little pulses here. If your neck isn't sensitive, try reaching your fingers forward, little pulses. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring them out to your sides. We're going to fold over to the left side. Good. And then we're going to fold back over to the right side. I'm going to create a little more space here. So folding over to the left, all the way over to the right, back over to the left. If you want to make this more challenging, keep your legs together as much of the time as you can. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Good. Or you can create a little space between your legs. Or you can just bend one knee, keeping your knees together. And kind of play with this a little bit. You can alternate which knee is bent. Good. So pick a variation that works for you. 8 more counts. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Good. Tuck your knees into your chest. Curl yourself into a tiny little ball. Then lower your feet onto the mat. Bring your arms along your sides, and on the inhale, lift your hips up toward the ceiling, rolling your shoulder blades under. This is your inhale. On the exhale, lower down to gently tap the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your hips pressing high. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring the right ankle on top of your left thigh. Exhale, lower down, tap the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Release the right leg, bring it back down to the mat. Switching sides, the left leg lifts. Bend the ankle, bring it on top of the right thigh. Exhale, lower your hips down to the mat. Inhale, lift them up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower all the way back down. We're going to straighten through our legs and roll over onto our left side. So straighten through your legs. Pull your navel in nice and tight. Draw your toes slightly forward. Create a nice foundation here. We're going to take our top leg. We're going to lift it all the way up toward the ceiling. We're going to bend our knee and we're going to slide it along the standing leg. Lift, bend, and straighten. Lift, bend, and straighten. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring your legs back together. Lift your toes up the mat. Little flutter kicks forward and back. I'm going to make this a little bit more challenging. Take the top arm, reach it up toward the ceiling. Finding your balance here. Keeping your core nice and tight. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower your feet back down. Our top leg is going to lift up toward the ceiling. We're going to tap it to the front, lift it up to the center, and then tap it to the back. Lifting and lowering. The higher you lift that leg, the more you're going to feel it right here in your glutes. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your feet together. Float your legs. Inhale, reach that top arm overhead. Exhale, crunch that right knee in toward that right elbow. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and bring those legs back together. Bring that right arm back to the front. You're going to tuck your knees in so you create sort of a little shelf here. Then you're going to straighten through that top leg. Inhale, bring it up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower and fold your legs back together. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale and close. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close. If you want to make this a little bit easier, you can keep your knees bent the whole time and then just open up that top knee. This is our modified version. Otherwise, we're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg extending up toward the ceiling. We're going to draw little circles on the ceiling. Little circles here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Tuck your knees into your chest. We're going to come up through the center, switch to the opposite side, so we should still be facing the same direction, but it on the opposite side. So I'm now on my right side. Again, you want to draw your toes slightly forward, lots of length to the bottom of your body, supporting your head with that bottom arm, the right arm, and you can bring it lower if you have a little bit of a sensitive neck today. The top leg is going to extend up toward the ceiling, bend the knee and slide toward the bottom leg. Lift, bend, and slide, lift, bend, and slide. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Lifting your toes, little flutter kicks forward and back. Again, core is nice and tight, and we're going to reach for the top arm, see if we can find our balance, making it a little bit harder. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and lower your feet. Top leg, you're going to tap to the front, lift in between, and then tap to the back. Lift, tap, lift, and tap. Good. And then remember the higher that you lift, the more that you're going to feel this in that left hip. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your feet together. Lift that bottom leg. Inhale, reach up and over that top arm. On the exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. You don't have to flip that bottom leg if it's too challenging. Otherwise, stay right here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bend through your knee. Tuck your knees in toward your chest. Want a nice sort of shelf here. You're going to straighten that top leg, lift it up toward the ceiling, bring it back down toward the mat. Lift and bring it back down. Good. Really opening up through that left hip. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Keep that leg extending up toward the ceiling. We're just drawing little circles on the ceiling. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your knees back together, straighten through your legs. Roll over onto your belly. We're going to fold our arms, allow our forehead to rest on our arms. We're going to lift the left leg, lower back down, then lift the right leg and lower back down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Inhale, reach your arms forward. On the inhale, lift them up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Allow your feet to also be involved. Lifting everything, lowering back down. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift up into a plank, and press your hips up high into your downward dog. Shake your legs out a few times. A big inhale with that right leg all the way up toward the ceiling. Exhale, sweep that right leg forward, coming into your pigeon pose. So pigeon, ideally, front of our right shin would be parallel with the front of our mat, but if that causes you to roll out onto that left thigh, or away from that left thigh, you're going to want to pull that leg in a little bit closer so you can find a better alignment. Take your inhale here. On your exhale, begin to fold forward over the right leg. Maybe even trap that right foot with that left arm if it slides, if you have a slippery mat. And then use your right arm for your forehead to rest your forehead. And take a few breaths here. And inhale, lifting your chest, bend your left knee, see if you can catch your ankle with your left arm or hand. It might be here. Find a spot here that you can kind of rest a little bit more comfortably in. Maybe even inhale, reach that right arm up toward the ceiling, bend it behind your back, and see if you can reach toward your toes. Okay. And then release. Let's try the other side. So release that left leg, hands come to the mat, step back into your plank, lift your hips all the way back up into your downward dog, shake your legs out a few times. If you want to flow through one vinyasa to get here, that's also fine. Then inhale, lift the left leg all the way up. Exhale, sweep it forward for pigeon on the left. Sliding that right leg back, untuck your toes. Ideally, again, that left shin would be parallel with the front of the mat. But if that's not where you're at today, just adjust to where you need to on top of that right thigh, catching that the left foot, and then fold forward over the left leg. Inhale to lift your chest, bending through the right knee. Reach back so you can catch your foot or ankle. Pull that heel in toward your hips. Find a comfortable stretch on the opposite side. Good. Maybe even inhale, reach the left arm up. See if you can reach back and catch your right shoulder. Find a little more space here. Wherever you're at, go ahead and release. Sweep the right leg forward. Cross it over the left knee, so we come to a little twist here. We'll inhale, reach up with the left arm. Exhale, hold over the right knee. Reach the right arm behind your back. Take another inhale for length, and on the exhale, twist and look over the right shoulder. If you want to add a bind here, that's completely optional, but available to you. Bring that left arm under the right leg, bring the right arm behind your back, see if you can catch your fingers. Okay, let's switch to the opposite side. 2 ways to do this. The more fun way, walk your hands over to the left. Keep your feet right where they're at, just lift your hips. And then turn all the way around and tuck that left knee underneath the right. Or you can just manually switch sides. Good. We'll inhale, reach up with the right arm. Exhale, crunch up to the outside edge of that left knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On the exhale, twist and look over your left shoulder. you find a bind here, bring that right hand underneath the left leg, left arm behind your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. So that is optional, the bind. Okay, go ahead and release. Tuck your knees into your chest. Roll all the way down onto your back. We're going to grab the outside edges of our feet for happy baby and just gently rock side to side. Okay, try pulling your knees toward the ground if you have any more space. Maybe really open up through your hips. You can try rocking forward and back a few times. Tuck your knees into your chest, curl yourself into a little ball, pull your forehead toward your knees, and make yourself as tiny as you can. See if you can create a little bit of tension in every single part of your body one last time, contracting all of your muscles. Good, then go ahead and release. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, straighten through your legs. Give yourself a big, deep breath here, just really filling your lungs full of air, really reaching through your fingers, lengthening through your toes. And on the exhale, we'll release our arms to our sides, allowing our feet to just gently fall out to the sides. We'll transition into our Shavasana from here. Taking the last few minutes of class, just melt into our mats, clearing our minds and releasing any remaining tension from our bodies. Here we rest in Shavasana. Beginning to awaken, wiggling your fingers and toes. Just a big inhale, reach your arms all the way overhead. On the exhale, tuck your knees into your chest. Gently rock it out side to side. Maybe even allow your feet to come to the mat and just drop your knees side to side for windshield wipers. Then roll yourself back up to a seat on your mat. We'll finish in a simple cross-legged position here, opening up through our knees. We'll allow the back of our wrists to rest on our knees. Close our eyes. And we'll take one last deep inhale from here, reaching our arms all the way up toward the ceiling. On the exhale, pressing our palms to heart center, expressing our gratitude for this opportunity to move and feel freely in our bodies, in our own space. Thank you so much for joining me. It was my honor and privilege to guide you in your practice. Namaste.